Hello and welcome to Fulhamish's match preview of this big game of the weekend against Sheffield United as the Blades come to Craven Cottage. My name is Jack Collins. I'm joined by Jonny from the Shoreham View to talk about, a tough season, Jonny. I'm not gonna beat around it. It's not been great for us, but it's been far worse for you lot.
Yeah, it's not been great, has it? It's part of me is kind of glad we're not there to watch this kind of implosion of the team because it's tragic to watch, really, isn't it? To be honest, as an outsider looking in, you must think, what the hell's happened here?
Yeah, I'd like to get into it and we'll talk about the game in a bit. But, your season as a whole, it seems to have just been knocked so aggressively off course by that Jack O'Connell injury, before the season began. It's just never really recovered. And I think it goes undersaid and understated, I think, in perhaps a lot of the media, just how important Jack O'Connell is in pretty much all phases of the pitch for Sheffield United.
Yeah, 100%. I just said in my match preview that... self-plug Michelle, by the way, Shoreham View, go watch it. But yeah, Jack O'Connell's not just a centre-half. You look at all our attacks last season, every chance that we created that were a decent chance, it's Ender Stevens and Jack O'Connell bombing forward. You get that big lump running at you. You panic. You don't know what to do. And the way he moves with the ball and the way he links up with that left-hand side, it creates opportunities for the other players to kind of get into the right positions, to get into goal-scoring opportunities. And we didn't score many last season, but the chances we did get and put them in the back of the net, they came from that side. And to understate it is... to say it's understated is an understatement in itself. Yeah. I know you were saying off camera that Klopp's moaning about his injuries. Welcome to our world, mate. Welcome to the world of real football clubs.
Yeah, no, I think you're absolutely right. And that's not where it ends, is it? Obviously, Sander Berge has been out for a while. Even like the likes of Jack Robinson. I know Ender Stevens is just back, but John Fleck's been out for a while. Lys Mousset's been out for a while. The list just seems to roll on and on and on.
It does. We've just got Fleck back in form. Even when he were playing at the beginning of the season, he weren't looking out like he... I think Wilder summed it up best when he said, it's nice to have John Fleck back. We're sick of his brother Jimmy, who we've sent him back to Islands leagues. And wouldn't you know it, 2 days before West Ham game, rushed into hospital. So it lost him again. Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong. Yeah. And that I'd like to say that's unexpected, but that's just Sheffield United. I think we've become accustomed to it, to be honest.
We start to roll through them. This is, I hate to say it. It feels like should feel like almost last chance saloon, right? This is a 6-pointer. There's 2 teams above you. They're still probably clawable, but it's a 14-point gap, 14 games left. This should feel perhaps like the last chance, especially because you don't play another relegation rival, if you will, until Brighton on April 24th or something around that kind of date. So it should feel like that, but does it feel like that, or does it feel like it's kind of a ship that's sailed already?
Me summing it up is we're a boxer down on canvas, referees got to 8, and we're definitely not Tyson Fury. It should feel like a 6-pointer. It should feel like if we win this game, we've got that glimmer of hope that the great escape, the greatest of great escapes is back on, and maybe, just maybe we can do it. But I think we've all come to the realisation now that we're just playing not to be the worst team in the league. 3rd from bottom's our target now. Anything more than that is the biggest of bonuses.
Yeah, absolutely. What Sheffield United can we expect? It's kind of one of those ones where occasionally you come out and you look punch drunk, and I suppose it's probably as hard for you to predict as it is for me, especially from within. But what can we expect on Saturday?
It 100% depends how we line up, who's fit, who's available. A pattern you'll see emerging with us this season is we'll come out for 5-10 minutes and we'll look, oh God, we've got this game under control. We're bossing it. This looks like the old Sheffield United. And then we'll make a silly mistake and we'll be on cosh for the rest at half. Second half, exactly the same. We'll come out, we'll concede, we'll look well for 5 minutes, concede a goal, 1-0 down, and then we'll spend the rest of the game throwing everything but kitchen sink at goal and not getting anything. It's a sad, predictable pattern. The only games where we've proved ourselves wrong is obviously Man U. Nobody saw that coming. Some of the other wins we've picked up, there's not been many, has there? Let's be fair. But the games we've done it, we've got to score first to have any hope of the game. So if we can score first, no disrespect to Fulham, I think this is a game where we could possibly finally catch a team on the break, because you play with a lot of pace, you're very good going forward. You're not bad at the back, but you're one of the teams that I think would throw a lot at us if we scored first to try and get that equaliser, which would finally give us a chance to hit you on the break and maybe get a 2-goal lead. Saying that, I'm saying 1-0 Fulham because it's just so predictable. It happens every week.
Well, I mean, that's it. It's a strange one because we're not particularly good at coming from behind, but when we are in front, we tend not to lose. So, it's a kind of flip of that. When we do go in front, it tends to be Scott Parker packs. He looks a little bit to retreat into that shell, and it's hard to break down. And maybe those moments of magic have been lacking this season. Have there been any bright sparks? So, I mean, it felt like Ethan Ampadu started badly and has slightly improved, but not enough to take away the kind of the malaise around everything. Has there been much to shout about?
I think he gets a lot of media right because he's a Chelsea youngster.
We have Loftus-Cheek. I feel your pain.
But yeah. He has a bad game and you criticise him, and that's it. You've got 30,000 Chelsea fans on Twitter telling you that no, you're wrong. He's going to be best things in sliced bread. But he's a decent player. Don't get me wrong. He's not a bad player. But where do we play him in midfield? He's not quite got that quality to play in the role we'd need him because he's not got. We've got very set midfielders, and he's not one who's going to bomb on forward and cause any dangers. He's not one who's going to hold up play and ping it left and right and set people up. So that leaves him as a centre-half on left-hand side. And that's all well and good, apart from he can't defend set pieces. As soon as the team gets a corner against Sheffield United this season, it's like, right, here's a goal.
That's right. We don't score from set pieces, so that's I mean that's the I used this phrase earlier in the season when I was talking about West Brom and Fulham meeting, but it's like when the movable object is hit by the irresistible force.
I like it.
So we'll see how set pieces play out of the weekend.
You'll get your first goal from a corner if you get one this weekend. It'll be Ampadu. He's taller before he jumps. Honestly,
I know that feeling. In terms of Ollie Norwood, who returns to the cottage, he was a bit of a cult hero here in our promotion year. We tried to buy him. Brighton wanted a lot of money for him, and then 6 months later sold him to you boys, and for a lot less than they were asking. And he, continues to wherever he plays, he does a wonderful job, doesn't he?
He does. He's not getting much love at the minute, though. Unfortunately,
has it finally come to the end for Hollywood?
I believe so. It could just be a blip. It could be you can't compare his singular form when the rest of the team's not exactly doing it either.
Fair, yeah.
But last season, he was pinging it left and right. Obviously, you've had him at your place. You know how he is. Them feet of his can find anybody on a sixpence. But this season, especially in the last game, gives it away. They get a penalty and score. 5-yard pass. Just passes it straight into the path of them. Why? Don't know. Just did. And then I thought, bring him off half-time. Not just for team, but for himself.
Yeah.
Give him a kick up arse, but also stop him from getting inside his own head, doubting himself. No, keep him on. What does he do? 5 minutes of the second half, gets ball away with a 5-yard pass. And to me, one, he's got to do better because we've seen he can do better. That's the frustrating thing. We all know how good Ollie Norwood can be on his day. But it's also who's round him. If he has to play it out to the right at the minute, there's not really anybody in the right positions. He has to play it out onto the left. Other than Fleck, there's nobody really there for him to give it to. So he's put into a box, really. So I'm wondering maybe it's more that than Norwood just finally losing his touch. But he needs time out of the team. Let's hope that I'm wrong and he comes out of this and proves us all wrong, because we all love Norwood. He's just one of them players you can't help but love.
Well, I mean, that's it. You'd like to rotate him, but there's no one to rotate him with because everyone's on the injury table. Jonny, just before we go, I'd love to just get your kind of final thoughts there. You said 1-0 there. Are you sticking with that prediction?
That's what I say every week now, because it's just that predictable. You look through Sheffield United's fixture, 1-0 loss, 1-0 loss, 1-0 loss, and anything. Well, obviously 3-0 against West Ham, but we're not going to talk about that. I've kind of drank that memory out of my own mind. So, but yeah, you can't look away from a 1-0 loss. You look at the game where we played with Bramall Lane. I had a bit of a disagreement with one of your fans where I said we kind of gifted you that game. Not to be arrogant about it, but I just think we should have won that game. We should have put that to bed so early. But typical Sheffield United, if you don't put a team to bed, you're gifting them a possible 3-pointer. And that's what we seem to be doing this season. And that's the danger when you've got players going forward like you've got. If we don't put you to bed early, you're going to come at us and you're going to get another win.
Well, I think we're desperate for it as well, as much as you are, I'd imagine. But it
I don't
does
know
feel
about,
like that.
I don't know about as much as us, but yeah, you still are desperate for it.
I don't know. There's a little bit of hope here, Johnny. So we're still kind of vaguely scratching around after Newcastle, and part of me thinks that you just want to be put out of your misery.
Part of me, yeah, but I don't know. It's that romantic side of every football fan, isn't it? Football a bit. This is why I don't get these top six fans, these fans that have never been to City at club they support. Me watching this season has been awful. How do fans sit and watch every game on the telly? I don't understand it. It genuinely kills me. Yeah. And that's what shows you're a football fan, because you've got that romantic side where you think anything's possible. Sky Sports lies to us every season and say anything could happen this season. Like, no, it can't, but we're going to believe you anyway because we want to. But but realistically, I think we know as time in the Premier League's come to an end. But what a ride it were.
Yeah, I was. And that season last year, sad that you didn't get the end of it. I suppose we were saying just before we came on, you didn't get to witness the end of it. But what a run and what a team, and took everyone's breath away. I think we obviously sitting in the division below you last year and watching, we're kind of like, oh, go on then, lads. That's a nice thing. I think everyone was pretty happy for the Blades last year, and it's a nice place to be in.
I think everyone, bar maybe two clubs, were happy. But yeah,
we don't talk about them.
No, they're not worth mentioning, really, are they?
Not at all.
But I'd say good luck, but a bit disingenuous. Good luck for every game after us.
I appreciate it, Johnny. Thank you so much for coming on. Again, my good luck wouldn't mean much, but I do hope that if it does come to the end that we're expecting for you lot this year, then it's a straight back up next year. Always got a soft spot for everyone coming out of Bramble Lane.
Lovely stuff. Thank you, mate, and take care, yeah?